folks, what's going on? Let's look at something different. Okay, as usual, I like to bring up something different from time to time. So I was looking at my collection, and I did in this morning, like earlier this morning, one fragrance, Versace is a trimmer. So I was thinking, should I do another video or not? But then, whenever Inspire hits me, it's hitting me a lot these days. So I always tend to do a video. It's a very soothing thing for me. I really love doing this stuff, right? So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do again the two-part thing. I'm gonna do two videos back to back, right? So the first video, this segment is going to be sampling samples, okay? And that's what it's usually called. But then, yeah, basically what I'm gonna do is, like I purchased a lot of fragrances. So basically in the shops, the malls, they give me a lot of samples, testers and stuff. So there are actually few good ones, like really, really good ones, worthy of getting a full bottle. And actually I tested them for, time to time, and they kind of performed. So let me show you some testers from a collection I have, as you can hear. So it's rattling, so I have a lot of samples. So basically, I picked few good ones. I think I have what, 8, 10. So let's show you 10 testers, all right? So first one, I'm gonna show you, okay? I'm gonna actually list down in my description box from now on all the fragrances, because I think it's important. Some people feel like they cannot catch the name, so it's very difficult for them to get the fragrance. So I'm gonna write down in the description box all the names afterwards, all right? So let's look at the first one. This is 2i2 VIP Man from the house, I think it's Carolina Herrera, all right? Carolina Herrera, very sexy. The name itself is very sexy, and the house, they have very, very sweet, sexy fragrances. So this one actually is not a new fragrance to me, right? This one, I owned it back in the university days. Like I used to have the full bottle. If you Google 212 VIP Man, not the party and whatever, New York and all that, it's a 212 VIP Man, all right? I'll write it down. So this one had a very nice, interesting metallic, not metallic, why I keep saying metallic, magnetic cap, right? And very nice metal body to it, and very good performer, very beautiful, strong clubbing scent for this, very sweet, very youthful, little bit of vetiver in the end, but just like the signature sweetness you get from the other fragrance from Carolina Herrera, you're gonna get it from this too. Very solid fragrance, got some age on it right now. I haven't looked up on the when this was released, but back in the days. So yeah, 212 VIP Man. I think if you're looking for performance and stuff, and if you're looking to get a full bottle worthy of something that's different than 1 million and stuff, or Invictus and something different, and then like projects as well nicely and gets you compliments, 212 VIP Man is one of the better fragrances out there. Very strong contender. Back in the days used to be compared with the 1 million, all right? So yeah, so since I have 10 fragrances, I'm not gonna spray because I know how it smells. Maybe I'll spray 1 or 2, right? So there you go, first one out of the way. The second one I'm gonna show you, it's going to be from the this is one of very unique house. I have so much interest in this house, okay? I'm gonna talk briefly about this, and let me show you. Actually, it's from the house of Dsquared. It's called HeWood, okay? So the bottle presentation, actually, if you Google this fragrance, right, the bottle presentation is such gorgeous bottle presentation. It has that wood outside, and inside got the bottle, and they are pretty much like, the way they make it very interesting sort of a bottle. When you look at it, you want to get it in your collection. It will make it very beautiful showpiece as well, all right? So this house, I sniffed this one, HeWood, and the Rocky Mountain Woods. I want to get the Rocky Mountain Woods because I saw the review of that fragrance, and Mark said that one actually is the best of this line as in terms of performance. But this one, what you're gonna get on the openings, like blast, this is a woodsy scent, okay? This one is more like a woody forest, that kind of a man that climbs up, and then he goes for hiking and that sort of a thing. And this one, a little bit cooler weather, Canadian weather, I think it would be perfect. So the up top, you're gonna get that violet. This one reminds me totally of Fahrenheit. If you know Dior's Fahrenheit, Christian Dior Fahrenheit, this one up top has a lot of violet. So some people say it's a love or hate fragrance. This one particularly, HeWood, this fragrance doesn't last you that long, all right? It's like what, 2 to 3 hours max, and it's very sort of like close. It's like a how to say, skin scent, right? But then the opening top note of this very gorgeous, even the dry down is, to me, is very strong, like potent. So if you're a fan of woodsy sort of woody scents, Dsquared HeWood, right? So very sort of like a manly scent, okay? So I'm thinking to get full bottle out of this fragrance, okay? The especially the Rocky Mountain Wood. Look into the series and the House of Dsquared. They have some really solid fragrances like Potion, and then this one, the Dsquared line, the Wood series, okay? So yeah, this I think I might get like a bottle just for the presentation itself also, right? So Dsquared HeWood, very beautiful fragrance, okay? Let's go to the next one, third one. This got some dust on it because I haven't used this for a long time, right? So this one is from the house of Boss Hugo Boss. It's called Boss Bottle Oud, all right? Very gorgeous. If you Google the fragrance, the Boss Bottle Oud, very beautiful. It looks like just like the Hugo Boss bottle, that bottle, but it's all dark black bottle with a hint of gold. So it's like a oud based scent. Very very masculine, very long lasting, and you get the feel from this is it's like attar, like perfume oil. It's I think EDP concentration. Yeah, EDP or de perfume, but this one is more like perfume oil, pure perfume oil. So what I'm gonna get from this, one of the painful thing I hate about these bottles is how difficult it is. Oh my god, I'm just working out so bad. Okay, this kind of presentation is kind of inconvenient. Just that's why I feel like maybe the attar feel, but the smell is absolutely gorgeous. Like if I always talk about how great Hugo Boss's line is, like the bottled and other fragrances. Some of them have solid fragrances, but this one I think could be the best of that line. Even better than the Boss Bottle Intense. Why? If you're living in a cooler country and you're looking for something, Hugo Boss kind of a smell like the apple, little warm feel, that pie feel, touch of wood, sweetness, darker, like a night scent. Hugo Boss Bottle Oud, I think you can look into this. Very unique, gorgeous, and I think the price is a bit high on the higher side. But if you're a collector, yeah, Hugo Boss Bottle, yeah, could be a very serious fragrance. I really love this. Hangs on to my skin for a very long time. You get about 4 to 5 hours easily, without trying even. Okay, okay, there you go. So next one is I think another Hugo Boss fragrance. This one is more like a older fragrance. This one is the newer release, the Hugo Boss bottled what oud. Yeah, this one I have with me right now is Hugo Boss Bottled Night. Okay, this one has the similar sort of the painful this thing. You have to take it off with a lot of your muscle work and stuff, and then the most annoying thing about this sort of testers is even if you don't want it, you can get a little bit on your finger as you open it. And imagine you're eating with your hand, you're gonna eat a lot of your fragrances also. So it's not nice. It's nice to smell, but not really great to taste. But this fragrance, okay, Hugo Boss, this is another flanker from the Hugo Boss bottle line. So this fragrance basically is very nice. There's a plum note, if I'm not mistaken, very nice, darker sort of opening is very gorgeous. I love the opening top note of this. But the problem with this fragrance is the performance kind of sucks. Really, really sucks, like on my skin especially. I tried it at night, day, and stuff. I'm not quite sure if I want to get a full bottle of this fragrance. The bottle looks kind of nice. It's like a black, kind of bluish sort of tinge to it in the end. So the opening is very gorgeous, but the dry down is nothing special in my opinion. There are lots of fragrances that smells like this. So maybe for my condition or my observation, Hugo Boss Bottle Night. Yeah, Bottle Night, this EDT concentration, by the way, would be passed for me. I'm not gonna get a full bottle for this fragrance. All right. The next one. This is a very interesting one. I am very happy, and my actual test almost finishes. Like here I show you I took out the sticker. There's a sticker actually somewhere here. This is a tester for Ferrari's Man in Red. Okay, so I'll put it down also again in the description box. So yeah, you can see a little bit Man in Red is gone because I tore it because it was hanging out like a tail or something. So this fragrance, very very beautiful sweet fragrance. On YouTube you have only one review of this fragrance. I think one of the brothers who did it, I commented and thanked him for this review. The bottle looks really really amazing. If you are familiar with Ferrari's Essence Oud that I showed you earlier, I think yesterday or today, yeah, today morning, the Essence Oud, the red sort of bottle. And this one gets another red bottle, gorgeous looking bottle. Okay, this fragrance, if you happen to love the Polo Red, if you love Hugo Red, all the sweet red fragrances, this could be in your collection. This is so sweet. I took this in my car. I drove up far places since these are more convenient to carry, and it has a sprayer also, as you can see. Okay, so very convenient. The opening beautiful burst of I get notes like raspberry or something like, the sweet red fruits, very fruity, fun, nothing serious about it. If you just want to have a casual day out and you're a happy person, you smile, this fragrance will make you smile. I'm considering to get a bottle of this. I mean full bottle of this fragrance, because I'm really digging the Ferrari's house recent days. It's no bullshitting and stuff. Ferrari, they have changed their game. They have shifted to that secret gear where they're beating everyone else in the game. Okay, so Ferrari's Man in Red, you're gonna get that fruitiness. You're gonna get longevity about not great, but then if you consider Polo Red intense, and then Hugo Boss, Hugo Red, and then what else got red? CK1 Red. This is a very fruity, fun, solid fragrance. It lasts, it performs a little bit, maybe 7 out of 10, that sort of a way. Since I love fruity and sweet fragrances, ladies love this stuff. Like girls, like those girls, like they're not that serious, but young people. I feel for a young crowd, if you are trying to like get attention of your female friends and stuff, and you are like a smiling, like a happy guy, this could be your scent. All right, Ferrari's Man in Red, beautiful fragrance. Really love this stuff. Okay, so next one, let me show you. This is from the house of Cartier. This one, this sample, I got like 5 samples of this because I bought Cartier Declaration and Declaration de Noir, 2 bottles. So at the time there was some promotion or something going on, sales going on, so they're giving away bottles like crazy. I still have like 10 15 samples, because they were very kind. They gave me some for the women, some for men, and they gave me also this one. I got like 5 bottles, I think, of this, and I gave away to my mom and my friends, and then I kept 2. So 1 bottle is finished. This one also almost finished. So this one is called Pasha Cartier Edition Noir. Okay, so this one I think is a very solid fragrance. Okay, at first I thought it smells just like 1 million, that sort of feel, like cinnamon, little bit sweetness, bit like night out clubbing scent, and then I was like, it's alright. But the fact is, this fragrance lasts you a very long time. This one is a solid fragrance from the house of Cartier. Underrated gem, hidden gem. If you're a fan of those 1 million, and then you're looking for some night out fragrances, what else can I say? Like CH Man and stuff, you're also looking for Ultra Mall. Not maybe as strong as Ultra Mall, but right up there on that with the top fragrances. See, my juice is almost here. I traveled with this from Malaysia to Bangladesh, back and forth, and then this is for traveling, as this is like a bit more bigger sample size, last you, and easy to carry for you. You can refresh yourself on the flight and stuff, on the airport, where you get all from the walking, you get bits, your fragrance is gone and stuff. You can refresh yourself with this. This, in my honest opinion, the Cartier Pasha, the Edition Noir, I think this one women can pull this off alike. Very great, sweet night out scent. All right, and in my honest opinion, the performance would be 8 out of 10 on this. Surely gonna get you compliments, because I have got compliments from this. All right, full bottle worthy. Definitely look into this if you're a fan of sweet fragrances. Okay, so my overall mark for this, like out of 10, maybe I'll give this like 8.5. Very, very solid. Okay, so house of Cartier, up class, as well as worthy of a full bottle. All right, so yeah, let me smell it again. You get a little bit smell of, like, how to say, if you know Lady Million, like the 1 million's female counterpart, you get the Lady Million feel from it, but not in a very sickening way. It's a very sophisticated and not very harsh, and not a very wild sort of sweetness. It's a little bit oud vibe, and I think there are a lot of elements like vetiver. Yeah, so solid fragrance. Okay, so one of my favorites in the sample collection. Right. So next one, I think is let's look at the exclusive line from the Chanel. This one I was very, very nice and sweet ladies at Chanel counter, because I got about 5 fragrances from their same shop. So they really appreciated, and they really got me sample of exclusive lines. if you know what exclusive line is worth, you know this is something to treasure. Okay, so this one I have with me is what is it called? It's called the Russian leather. I cannot say CUI or how you say in French. Sure. Let me not try. It's just gonna look like an idiot, right? So this is basically Russian leather, okay, from the exclusive line. So the lady, she's a sweetheart. She really respects that I love fragrances so much, and she said, "Why don't you try two samples?" You know, she gave me another sample. I'll show you right after this. She said, "Try these fragrances and see if it works. Maybe you should step up your game and then save up a little bit instead of buying 3-4 bottles. You buy one fragrance. That's gonna give you that sort of posh feel, you know." So this fragrance, as you can see, I don't use that much of it. I just use it when I'm in mood. So Russian leather, what you're gonna get? Russian leather is basically very expensive. Bugatti Veyron, if you know that car, that sort of very expensive, most expensive cars in the world, they're gonna have leather seats that can smell like this. Louis Vuitton bags, if you think of Valentino, Italian designer handbags, if you go to that part of New York or anywhere you go, those big designer houses, very expensive leather bags that you have to sell your kidney for. Yep. You get a little bit of leather, you get, actually let me spray this. Expensive stuff, but yeah, why not for the review's sake? Alright, here you go. I told you I'm gonna spray a few. Let it dry down a little bit. Oh my god, so posh. As I told you, that seat, that the leather feel of the seat, the posh leather. If you can imagine, this smells like this is whole another level. You know, like I'm considering the niche game right now, entering the niche game, and these are the reasons why. Okay, this is one solid fragrance from this line, I believe. If you can think of those leather seats, would be a bit like purplish, like pink or red, that somewhere in the middle of, okay, that sort of leather, very high class leather, mixes with a lot of, and it's not very animalic leather. You know, there are leathers like Chanel and Dior, right? If you know that one, Egoist, that has like those animalistic far, you know, like you know, like wild leather. This is not that kind of leather. This is trimmed down. This is processed. This is processed really well in the most expensive, into my nose, most expensive tannery. All right, and they really work like to make sure the, you know, the beastly that those raw smells are not there like Antaeus. Some people, they hate Antaeus, right? I love it, by the way. And then a lot of sweetness. It's a sweet leather fragrance, perfect for winter. So if you guys happen to stop by Chanel's boutique, try Russian leather. She knew she was giving me one of the best fragrances from that line, right? I think this is gonna get you compliments easily. And it's, to my nose, it's unisex as well. Manly, yes, but the sweet softness, soft side of the leather, women can pull it alike. Really love this fragrance. Okay, so Chanel's, the exclusive line, once again, the Russian leather. All right. Okay, the next one is another one that she gave me, the sample. Very nice lady. And I really have to mention, I really respect her for being so sweet. All right. Okay, so this one is more like a lighter scent. It's more like EDC kind of, Eau De Cologne, that sort of a fragrance, but from the exclusive line. It's called Eau De Cologne from Chanel exclusive line. Eau De Cologne, Eau De Cologne. This one is a lot like your Dior Homme Cologne, Dior Homme Sport, and Chanel Allure Homme Sport Cologne. That sort of a feel. This fragrance, I'm gonna spray this as well. Just let me tell you one other thing about this fragrance. This fragrance has the most gorgeous, fresh summer lightening up like your day with a bang. You know, you just like imagine like those Bollywood movies. I just keep going back to Bollywood movies. We're part of that, you know, world. We are freaks of Bollywood movies. If you can imagine Aishwarya Rai coming out and it's like a beautiful day and most gorgeous lady on the balcony full of floral bouquets and stuff around, and the sun is up. This smells the top note. But the problem with this fragrance is that expensive. It's way over, I think, 100 200 US dollars right now, because the pricing now, they're increasing the prices. Way over $200, but last, like, even if you go 50 sprays with this, it's gonna last you maximum 1 to 2 hours. That kind of sucks, yeah. But EDC, I asked Super Dacob, one of my favorite reviewers. He is the Chanel expert. Check out his channel. I'm gonna put his link Super Dacob. He talks about all Chanel and Dior fragrances. He's a specialist on those two houses, right? He didn't also say this one lasts a long time, but he explained why this is still worth it. All right. So let me spray this, okay, and I'll tell you. Oh man, this smells like money. If you have a bag full of money, this smells like money and quality right there. The ingredients they put, I don't know all the ingredients and all the notes because I didn't look for the notes. Just the feel I get from this little bit of mint, if you know that's those sort of style of fragrance that has mint, lemon, and a little bit of pepper somehow. It's like a pink pepper or something in there, and some florals, so very beautiful bouquet of flowers. Yes, the citrus is there, but very minty, sort of the sour feel, a little bit of green feel, very fresh and uplifting. This one, if you ask me, what does it compare to? As I told you, Dior Homme Cologne and stuff, those are your designer fragrances. Doesn't have the ingredients like this. All right. Personally, I wouldn't buy this because this is too damn expensive for EDC concentration. But let me tell you, if you really love your lady and you have the cash, this one is another unisex fragrance. Get her this for your like anniversary or birthday or any such thing. She's gonna love you for this fragrance because ladies tend to love not only sweet fragrances, some really love cologne style fragrances like this. Very fresh, very rich feel from this. All right. So Chanel exclusive line, the Eau De Cologne. Okay. Don't worry. Even if you cannot see, I'm gonna put them down as I said in the description box. So the last two. I have this one with me. Is I just wanted to show you because this one was one of the fragrances I really wanted to get in my collection. Really wanted. So many times I went Chanel. This is another from Chanel house. This is, let me show you, Chanel Allure Homme, the original, the vintage Allure Homme. Okay, this fragrance I wanted to get for such a long time, but then something happened. The gorgeous top note of this, because you see my juice almost finished. I use this a lot. I just love how the top note of this fragrance is. The dry down is alright. There are a lot of other fragrances. I have Perriellis M. I also have Salvatore Ferragamo F Black. So those fragrances, they give me the dry down almost similar with a much cheaper price. So I didn't consider this because this one still is pretty much within the $100, that sort of, budget. So for me, I try to be a little smart sometimes, try to get, look into the market, see what's going on, compare if you can get some discounts going on or what's alternative. Like for example, ADG, Aqua di Gio. I didn't get that, I got the Perriellis Red. You guys know. That's, to me, is better than the original with a much lesser price tag. But this one is pure quality. If you don't happen to own the Perriellis M or the Salvatore Ferragamo F Black, I suggest for the fall and winter, you get the original Allure Homme, the big daddy that started it all for the Chanel Allure house, like the line Chanel Allure Homme Sport, Edition Blanche, Eau Extreme, the cologne, whatnot. Ooh, this is the big daddy. All right, very solid fragrance. Out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 9. Performs, projects, lasts very long time. And the top opening note, there's a unique note of peach, very gorgeous, very crystal like, very sparkling champagne kind of opening top note. Beautiful. Ladies love this. You're gonna get complimented. And for those men in suit, Chanel Allure Homme original. The last one, since we're heading approaching towards 25 minutes, I'm trying to keep there within 25 minutes. Not as bad as 29, but the 25, so still bad. So this is the last one. I saved my favorite for the last. This is my favorite out of the whole tester line. All right, this is from the house of Prada. This morning I was reviewing the Versace's Dreamer, right, and I mentioned this fragrance that smells quite similar to that. This is Prada Luna Rossa Sport. Okay, so this one I got the sample from the when I purchased Prada's those two fragrances, right? So this was one of the testers that I got. This one I have right on my arm. Very nothing sporty about it. First of all, let me tell you, this is one of the gems from Prada's house. If you're not sure, because Prada's house, they have a million same like a similar kind of soapy fragrances. That one, those most of them don't last, and some of them they don't really, there's more on the ladies side or female side. So guys usually like not quite sure. They're like they're not quite sure if they want to get a Prada fragrance, because you don't want to smell like a baby soap sometimes. You don't want to smell like a lady. So you want to be the manly man. You know, you want something like this morning I showed you, not as bad as this Jaguar, but then you want to smell something like a bit manly. You know, not female like, right? Many guys I know they do that. So for those, you guys can look into this. This is a bit more on the expensive side, because since this is Prada, hardly gets discounted, but I saw this discounted in many places. Similar vibe like the Versace's Dreamer, and little bit more, and not sporty at all. If you're thinking of sport, playing like sports and stuff, this is not really a sports fragrance. This is a unique fragrance. This could be a fragrance by its on its own. You know, like you don't have to give a name like a Prada Luna Rossa, because the Luna Rossa line, it's okay. You know, it's like middle of the road, 6 out of 10 in my opinion. This, in my books, get 10 out of 10. Do you know why? Because I love the Dreamer so much. So this is Dreamer, and so much more. You're gonna get the very much smoother, even like smoother blend of lavender and then tobacco, and then that, you know, those pipe this Sherlock Holmes would be smoking. You know, that those old style pipes that Sherlock Holmes and then those, you know, detectives, they smoke. Yeah. And then the poster is very interesting. There's sort of like the man, weird looking man on the boat. I don't know if I get both, because this is more like, as I mentioned, old days detective. You know, if you imagine Iron Man, right? Who's the face of Iron Man? That actor. Oh shoot, I cannot remember his name. So bad. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. What's his name? What's his name? Uh, Something Junior. Oh, good lord, I'm so bad at this. He's one of my favorite actors. So Iron Man, if you know the actor, right? Something Junior. Holy shit, how could I forget? He is like one of the funniest guys. So if he's playing Sherlock Holmes, that dude, I'm gonna put it in the link later in the description box. All right, this dude, he could be wearing this. Very very sophisticated when he's playing the detective role. Very mysterious guy. Very like a funny guy. You know, with a twist. He always says things that mean have like double meaning and stuff. Prada Rossa Sport, 10 out of 10 fragrance. I'm gonna get a full bottle. It's in my books. Cannot get everything in one day, right? This is one full bottle worthy of fragrances. All right. So that's all. Thank you very much for watching, and wait for the next episode. I hope you guys, you know, like watch that too, right? So thanks for the continuous supports and, you know, the comments, very kind comments I see. I subscribe to those who actually have contents in their channels. I'm gonna be liking and sharing your videos, and then as well as subscribe to you as well, right? Because I like to learn. All right, I'd like to know your take on Versace's Dreamer, or the fragrance that I review, right? So thank you very much for watching. So wait for the next episode to come. I'm gonna review one of the fragrances in my collection. Take care. Good night.